Hi everyone, welcome back to my WIP Wednesdays. Today is June 25th of 2025. This week I have not made that much progress on any of my WIPs, but we're going to start off with finished objects because I do have a finished object that will be completely new even from last week. Then we'll move on to the WIPs that I've made some progress on, and then the two that I've made absolutely no progress on. So first off, we have a finished object. I also crochet, so I crocheted this market bag. I think it's really pretty. The straps didn't turn out quite as I'd like them to. I got really bored and I switched from doing just single crochet to also doing double crochet, and it made them, I think, a little bit loose and wavy. So this will definitely be a project that either I keep or I give to my mom or my Grammy or somebody who will not mind the imperfections in it. I got this because I was casting off the body of a different project, and because I was doing ribbing, the needles that I needed to pick up for the arms were not with me. I didn't plan ahead. And I had a while and there was a Michael's nearby, so I bought myself a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook and some yarn. I still have almost two balls of the yarn left. It's this Loops and Threads cotton. I think it is a worsted weight cotton, a medium 4. Yeah, that's a worsted weight with a recommended hook size of 5 millimeters. I know that I have 3 5mm hooks and only one 5.5, which is why I bought the 5.5 instead of the 5. But I don't love this yarn. It's really rough on my hands to crochet with, and I dislike knitting with it, but it did make a really pretty market bag. So I will use it to make another one. I forgot one of my WIPs, but I'll tell you about it and not show you. I have a lot of cotton that I bought that's the drop saffron in like a mauve, not mauve, in a beige color, beige tan. And I think it will look really pretty if I do the like webbing of a market bag in this, and then do the straps in that like tan color that I would hold double or maybe even triple to meet the same gauge as this yarn, or just a slightly tighter gauge, because as I said, my main problem with my finished object this week is that the straps are a little bit loose, and maybe just having a tighter gauge will help it look a little bit neater, and then I would feel better about giving this as a gift to somebody if it just looked a little bit better. So that's my one finished object. I also started another market bag only in the drop saffron yarn that I have, held double with a 4 millimeter hook. So I made up a different pattern. This is a self-drafted pattern, so I made up a different pattern for that one, and I will let you know how that goes next week and 2 weeks whenever I finish. So that is my finished object and a little bit of an acquisition. Then the project that I've made the most progress on is my Billie Pullover by Sari Nordlund. I am almost done with one of the sleeves. Last week I think I had about half of a sleeve, so I'm quite proud of the progress I've made on this. And I think I have maybe 4 or 5 more rows to go before I do the ribbing and move on to the next sleeve. This is in the Mayflower Easy Care Big in the color Orion from Hobby. It's pretty nice to work with. It's super squishy. Then my other acquisition that I bought a couple weeks ago, but it just came this week, is a set of Knit Picks shorties. I think this is the denim set. it's made it much faster for me to knit the sleeves because I don't have to use magic loop. I'm not like stretching out the sleeve. It's just a much more pleasant knitting experience. I will say, even using the little key that they give you, the needles do tend to come untwisted, but I've had that a lot with this project in general, so I don't necessarily think it's the needles. I think it's how I work with this yarn. But I'm super excited for this. This is my longest WIP, and I've wanted it. Even on camera in the dark, it pops out, like the cables pop out pretty nicely. At least the middle definitely does, and the inner one does. I don't think you can see much detailing on this outer cable pattern, but that's to be expected in such a dark yarn with such a fine cable pattern. It's this like leafy, oh, you can't see there. Oh, it keeps correcting the color to focus on my face. That's okay. You don't need to see it. You can look up the pattern. But, yep, that's my progress there. Then my other garment is the Lakes cardigan by Ozetta. This is the one that I casted off the body, but I forgot to bring the needles I needed for the sleeves. I don't think I showed you this last week, but last week I had about this much done. So I finished the last maybe 3 inches of the body and the ribbing, and I casted off the ribbing using, I'm not sure, but it was a sewn bind off for 1x1 ribbing. And I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's turning a little bit small for me, but I also think that it will block out a lot because my tension on this is not super even, and it's knitting up in a way that I think that it'll stretch when I block it. My swatch also blocked out a lot, so, you know, trust the process, right? This is knit in the Simply Alpaca twist from Knit Picks. I think they might be discontinuing the twist, which gives it the marled look, but the yarn is really soft. I do expect it to pill a lot because it's just alpaca. There's nothing else really keeping it contained. So there is a halo, which makes me think it'll pill. It also kind of pills when I'm like running my fingers along the yarn as I'm knitting, but we'll see. It's a nice color. I like it. It's very, I think it'll be a very classic item to add to my wardrobe. Then my next work in progress is still the double hat. I have made no progress on this at all since last week. I have not knit a single row on this hat. There's no good reason for it. I like knitting on it. It's out of this Harriet Fine baby alpaca blend with nylon from Juniper Moon Farm. It's a really nice yarn. I think I've just wanted something a little bit more stimulating than just stockinette, and I think that I have at least a few more inches of stockinette to go with this hat before I start doing any sort of decrease or any sort of other movement. So I think I've just been a little bit bored. I haven't been watching so much like TV or TikToks or anything, or YouTube, when I've been knitting recently, at least in the past week. So it's just not been something that I've been working on. But it has been coming with me places so that there's the potential of working on it, which is why the next WIP is going to be my last. Absolutely no progress whatsoever has been made on it. It is one that you saw last week, which is this Keyhole sweater Keyhole Scarf, not a sweater, that I was making for my mom out of Cascade 220. She recently got a knit gift from me, so I'm not too worried about giving her one. She had been missing out. My dad and brother had gotten ones more recently than her when I started this, but for the same reasons as last week, which is it's really annoying to unravel all of these stripes. I just haven't made any progress whatsoever. This seems like something that maybe I can ask my boyfriend to do. I'm not sure. Don't tell him. But I am plotting. Because I think he might actually find it calming to do this while I knit if we're watching a show. Right now we're watching Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service every Wednesday on Hulu when it comes out. We just think it's hilarious. The Secret Service theme, and he changes his like hidden trucks each time. One time it's like a dog groomer. I don't remember what it was last week, but the dog groomer was really funny. So yeah, if I do the hat while we watch that and he helps me unravel the scarf, maybe we'll actually make progress on that this week. We'll see. No promises. But yep, so I guess to wrap it up, I had one finished object, I had one yarn acquisition, one needle set acquisition, progress on 2 of my whips, and 2 whips that have been languishing for the week. Thanks for coming and watching this video, and I hope you are staying cool. I know there's a heat wave right now. I turned off the AC to film this video, so we're keeping it snappy. That's a lie, I don't keep things snappy, but there is a heat wave. I do want the AC back on. It would just be too loud for you to hear anything that I'm saying if I did that. Hopefully next week I will see you in better lighting. It is dark outside right now. I had work, research lab, homework, all of that had to get done before I filmed this, so you may not be seeing this until Thursday, but I promise I filmed it Wednesday. Anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to my end ramble. Let me know if you want anything added in the description of this video or future videos. And that's about it. Have a good rest of your week. Stay cool. Yeah. Bye.